Man, I miss Mega Pokemon. The main gimmick from Generation 6 was by far the coolest one introduced. It gave former lackluster Pokemon like Beedrill, Manectric, and Glalie some awesome new forms and newly gained viability. Also, admittedly, some Pokemon who didn't really need that boost in viability got it as well. Z-moves, Dynamax, gross, and Terrestrialization seem to have the opposite effect, making already good Pokemon incredible and furthermore increasing the crazy power creep in Pokemon today. But what if Game Freak brought back Megas? Which Pokemon would you want to see get a new form? Today, I have two Megas that I would personally love to see, in which I have the stats and abilities all drawn up to see what they would look like in the competitive scene today. I also had some amazing art drawn up from these Pokemon by the wonderfully talented DoctorXl. All of his relevant leaks will be down in the description. I cannot recommend him enough. He did an absolutely amazing job with this design process. Big shoutouts to him. With that being said, let me know some Mega Pokemon you would like to see in the comments, and let's jump into it. I wanted to start this series off with a couple of counterpart Pokemon that are very closely intertwined, that being Zangoose and Seviper. I love the Gen 3 Pokedex, and these two are no exception. Despite their mediocrity, they're some awesome Pokemon, and they have some incredible qualities that we can play on. Zangoose can be very strong with Toxic Boost, boosted facades, quick attacks, and even close combats. If you can find an opportunity to Swords Dance, it's an absolutely crazy strong wall breaker. Seviper is incredibly mediocre stat-wise as well, but it boasts some insane type coverage and strong mixed attacking capability. All of these things we can build on to make these new Mega Forms some truly awesome and viable Pokemon. Keep in mind that these Pokemon are counterparts or rivals, and I'd like to keep their design, stats, and abilities to continue to reflect their struggle against one another. First up, we'll start off with Zangoose. I already mentioned how Zangoose has a very strong stab, toxic boost, facade, and quick attack. That plus close combat and Shadow Claw or knockoff gives Zangoose dang near perfect coverage. The first buff to Zangoose will be a change into its typing, when it Mega Evolves into a dual-typed normal fighting type. Giving Zangoose stab on its close combat is an incredible buff. Nothing other than Ghosts will be able to switch into those stabs, and those Ghosts won't appreciate a Swords Dance boosted Shadow Claw or knockoff. Next up, we'll be giving Mega Zangoose a new custom ability. This ability will be called Mithridatism, if I'm pronouncing that right, which derives its name from the real-life practice of slowly ingesting a poison to build up a natural immunity to it. Our new Mega Zangoose will take this to a whole new level. Through its repeated clashes with its rival Seviper, it has learned to not only become immune to the toxins, but also boost its strength. See what I did there? Mithridatism will be a combination of the abilities of immunity and toxic boost, giving Zangoose a huge attack buff when poisoned, but will also not make it take any poison damage when afflicted by the status. This will allow our big hulky friend to absolutely rip through any type of stall build focused on spreading status. Lemore is going to have to think twice about spreading those T-spikes with its toxic debris. Zangoose's new stat spread will reflect its major boost in power with its new typing, ability, and adaptations. Remember, Mega Pokemon see an overall stat increase of 100 BST, so that's the scale we'll be using. The new stat spread will be as follows: 73 HP, 155 attack, 85 defense, 60 special attack, 85 speed def, and 100 speed. Every stat here sees an increase besides HP, which cannot change, and the never used special attack stat. We see a huge increase in attack by base 40 to 155. This alongside those stab facades and now close combats will make Mega Zangoose a certified nuke. I also went ahead and buffed its defenses by 20 each as well, to give Zangoose more opportunity to tank hits and set up Swords Dances. Lastly, the boost in speed by 10 BST may not seem like much, but it's a huge difference. Giving it that base 100 speed, allowing it to outpace many huge metagame threats faster than 90 and slower than 100, like Landorus Therian, Hydreigon, the Urshifu forms, and many more, is incredibly clutch. Plus, speed tying other base 100s is also incredibly valuable. I think these buffs make Zangoose a monster offensively, while giving it serviceable bulk and cool resistances and immunities. Design-wise, I freaking love this thing. You can see the poison it's taken in becoming one with Zangoose, seeing it become more seeped into its red patterns and its more pronounced veins. The muscle definition and vascularity almost make Zangoose look like a doped up bodybuilder on Seviper's poison, which I love. Seviper is obviously next up, and as Zangoose became more adept in taking on its foe, Seviper has as well. Zangoose became stronger, gained a new fighting type, and became immune and boosted by poison at the same time, becoming much stronger. As a result, Seviper had to make some changes as well. First, we'll talk about its new ability, Saw Scales, which will double the snake's defense stat. This is essentially the physical version of Frostmoth's Ice Scales ability that doubles special defense. It also further connects Seviper's mega design to its inspiration, the Saw Scaled Viper, but we'll talk about that more when we talk about the design. Secondly, we'll be giving Seviper a new secondary typing in Dark. This will give Stab to some very strong move in its arsenal, like Crunch or even Dark Pulse on special variants. Plus, hopefully Sucker Punch if it ever regains access to that.
Which it should, Game Freak. Bring back the home movesets, please. Thank you.
This will also make it neutral to Zangoose' new fighting type, instead of being resistant. I really think it's important to really keep the constant ongoing battle of these two Pokemon present when designing their Megas. Zangoose may gain a fighting type that's good against Seviper's new Dark type, but it's still not super effective, and Seviper gets a new defense boosting ability to combat Zangoose' new insane attack stat. Speaking of stats, let's jump into those and see how we'll be distributing the buffs there. The new spread will be as followed for Seviper: 73 HP, 125 attack, 90 defense, 105 special attack, 90 speed def, and 75 speed. A nice boost in attack by 25 BST will really help with his offensive presence, alongside his new stabs, Earthquake, the Elemental Fangs, and access to Swords Dance and Coil as boosting options. We obviously have to boost his more defensively imposing Snake's, well, defenses. We're going to give up clean plus 30 to both of its defenses. This thing will be a pain to try and take down, especially with its dual typing being so good defensively. Dark takes away from Poison's weakness to Psychic, and Poison takes away from Dark weakness to Fairy. From there, we have room for a slight buff in 10 to speed, making Seviper faster than most fat Pokemon, allowing it to either taunt them or set up on them, and a little buff of 5 to special attack for help on those mixed or nasty plot sets. Design-wise, I want to stick to the Viper inspiration as well. So, Viper? But I wanted to go and up the threat level a little bit. I decided to base the Viper on the Saw-Scaled Viper, one of the most deadly and poisonous snakes in the world. You can see these inspirations in its protruded scales, which the Saw-Scaled Viper also boasts. And while the Saw-Scaled Viper doesn't have an actual saw, I figured making the blade on the Viper's tail the shape of one is a nice symbolic touch. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys thought of these custom Mega designs. Again, huge shouts to DoctorXl, his Instagram, his Fiverr account, which is where I commissioned him for this, as well as his YouTube channel, are all linked in the description below. I was super happy with the process of getting these made. I had a ton of fun making this video, and I would love to make more. But that's really contingent on you guys. If you want to show this video some love and some support, I would appreciate it a ton. Drop a like, sub to the channel if you're new so you can see new episodes as they go up. And let me know what Pokemon you want to see me design a Mega based on. There's so many cool options that we can do, and I really miss Mega Pokemon, so I like talking about them and making new ones. Kind of just like as a crossing my fingers that Game Freak eventually brings them back, which they definitely won't. But yeah, again, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it a ton. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.